Hi, this is Brad with coppercreekcuts, a lawn care company in Northeast Florida. And if you can't tell by the air conditioner I'm on, yet another overgrown yard. This is actually a vacant property that's on the market. No one's living here currently, and the HOA of this neighborhood actually contacted the broker who's listing it, the real estate agent. And he kind of got in some hot water because of the state of the yard. And so he was up against a wall where they were just going to have somebody come out and bill him for it. And so he contacted me and I gave him an estimate after walking the property, and he said he was okay with it. Now, I often get comments on videos like this about why did you do things this way or why did you do things that way? So the purpose of this video isn't to focus on the full work of this yard so much, but just to highlight how you might go about tackling a yard that's similar to this one, a very overgrown yard. And the first place we'll look at, and the first step in my process, is edging. So as we said, your first step should really be edging the property. I get a lot of people who ask me, why don't you mow first and then edge? It'll be easier. And I don't really think that's true. Maybe it's just my geography, but when we're talking about having to edge here in Florida, that's because creeping grasses or creeping weeds have grown over and across, right? So it's not like mowing is going to get rid of this or make it any easier to tackle. My follow-up question when somebody says you should have mowed first instead of edging first is, well, what am I supposed to do with the edging debris, in your opinion? Am I supposed to mow over it? Am I supposed to pick it up and put it in a trash can? If that's the case, why wouldn't I just edge first, get these clippings back into the yard by blowing, and then mow everything up all at once? So that's kind of my approach, why I edge first, why you'll see me edge first, because it just makes sense to me to edge everything first, get all these debris taken care of, put them back in the yard, and then when I mow, I only have to mow once and everything's going to get all cut up. Now, after you've edged everything, there's a couple different ways you can go depending on what your end result is. And those are going to be either what's easiest for you as the lawn care operator or as the homeowner, or what looks the best and what makes the yard look the best. What we're doing on this yard, since it was the HOA that complained, we want the yard looking the best. So the next step we're going to do after edging the property is string trim everything. Then we're going to mow. If you wanted to mow first and then string trim, that will be easier for you. If you mow first, then all this will be short and you can come right in here with the string trimmer and start cutting. So string trimming after mowing on an overgrown lawn is easier for you or whoever's doing the work. But in my opinion, it doesn't look better because when you're done, you have this foot-high string trimmed grass lying on the lawn. Now, depending on where you're at, we're down here in Florida. Yes, it will break up over a week or so, but if you really want the yard to look its best, you should string trim first, which again will be more difficult because there's nowhere for the edge of that string trimmer to cut in. You've got to kind of cut down and then across. You have to cut a little tunnel, and follow that tunnel. But if you string trim first and then mow everything, you're able to mulch up all that really tall grass that you just string trimmed, and the yard's going to look much better. Now, one thing I certainly wouldn't want to neglect to mention, if you edge and then string trim, what I suggest your third step should be, instead of mowing, is actually blowing. So we're going to take all the edging debris and blow that from the sidewalk onto the lawn. We're going to blow all the clippings from right along the fence and along these corners of the house into the lawn. And what that's going to do is that as we're mowing, we're going to be able to mulch up all those clippings, all that edging debris, and really make this yard look as good as it should, so that we're not leaving a lot of long clipping debris on that yard. So that would be my recommendation for a third step. If you edge and then string trim, go ahead and take 3-4 minutes to just blow everything where the mower's going to be able to get it when you come through and mow. It's really rude, geese. Geese have no respect when you're trying to make a film. So first you edged, then you string trimmed, then you got the blower out and made sure there weren't any clippings where your mower couldn't get to it. You mowed everything, made it look all nice and fancy. The last thing to do is just blow everything off like you would a normal lawn. That's my process for overgrown properties, and that's what works for me. I hope this video helped you if you have your own overgrown yard to tackle. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I always respond to comments, like I said, almost every day, no matter how old a video is. If you'd like to see some more overgrown yards, you can view those there. But please consider subscribing and making sure to click the notification bell so that you can find out when I upload new videos. Otherwise, YouTube won't let you know. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. By the way, how's this for a backyard view, huh?